Trump speaking for a little bit more than 18 minutes inside the diplomatic reception room with his Christmas message ahead of a rally on Friday and then heading south for the Christmas holiday, promising that an economic boom is coming next year and saying America is back. With us now, Real Clear Politics White House correspondent Phil Wegmann, Republican strategist Annalyse Keller, former Biden press office chief of staff Yemisi Egbewole. Good to see all of you. Phil, what did the White House want out of tonight's speech? How will they judge whether it's a success?
Well, I can tell you that in times of trouble, White House staff really like to direct the president to the teleprompter because tonight there was no weave. Instead, he stayed on message. He delivered the message that a lot of them hoped that he was going to deliver in Pennsylvania. And notably tonight, he didn't say that affordability was a Democratic hoax. Instead, he said progress has been made. There's still more work to be done. But next year's 250th anniversary, that's when the comeback is going to be completed. The question now, though, is has he done enough? Because he's already underwater. Are Americans making up their opinions about the state of the economy as they go to buy Christmas presents right now? Or, as the White House hopes, are they going to make up their mind when they start getting back some of those refund checks in the next year?
Was this enough to reset the narrative?
Not yet. This is not enough. He is in the right direction. I agree. This is a tone shift from Pennsylvania. He's in the right direction, but it still was a lot of a look back. I almost lost track of the amount of times that he invoked Biden. He's got to stop focusing on what's behind him and what he was left with and start talking about what's ahead, how he's going to fix the problem, and how people are going to feel like they are having a real difference in their pocketbooks.
Yemisi, the one thing that Democrats poll better than Republicans on is health care. Everything else, the economy, immigration, foreign policy, Democrats are still underwater. Trump now trying to rebrand the Obamacare, America Affordable Care Act, the Unaffordable Care Act. If Trump and Republicans are able to rebrand health care, what do Democrats have left?
I don't think they'll even be able to do that. Trump has been so mixed when it comes to messaging. I don't even understand it for his first year. When he was on the campaign, he was one of the strongest messengers. I mean, he honestly gave me the frights, and I was inside at the White House. Now in his first year, he has been so muddled when it comes to focusing on the messaging and honing in. We saw that with the One Big Beautiful Bill. He didn't even go out when it came to the summertime to even promote that. He has totally dropped the ball on this. This speech was not about visibility because, to his credit, he speaks to press multiple hours a day. It was about building credibility that he could fix the problem we were in. And I don't think he did that right then. And I think Democrats are going to build on that as we go into 2026.
Well, fair to say that the people who are watching tonight and now watching us, welcome to NewsNation special coverage, are people who at least are either supportive of the president or agnostic and want to hear a message of promise and of hope. Phil, how does the White House judge over the next 2 weeks whether this was a success or not?
It's difficult, right? Because they know as well as all of us do that you are going to see a change in the polling, not in weeks, but several months down the road, potentially. The one bit of big news here was that freedom dividend that he was going to be giving to U.S. service members. That polls certainly well. But, when Donald Trump says that the country is poised for an economic boom, he knows, as well as everyone else in the administration does, that people aren't feeling it just yet. And when he urges the American public to hold on a little bit longer, to have patience. Frankly, that sounds a little bit like Biden when they were saying that this inflation was transitory. I think that what he tried to do a little bit, have patience. Things are going to be better.
You can't deny, though, that this was a decidedly different message, and I think also messenger, than what we've heard over the past couple of months from Donald Trump.
That is absolutely
This is a very different president. This is somebody who's laid out a very clear argument of what was inherited and what he's done and what he's going to do.
Okay, so he read off the teleprompter.
Well, but even the message on the teleprompter was different. I think, Annalise, the question is, Republicans at all still view that they have a couple of months for things to turn around, do they not?
Yes. I think that's right. I think that this is crunch time. I think President Trump understands he's done a lot internationally. He's got to focus on domestic issues and, get Congress and get the American people back feeling like that Trump is the person who's going to make the economy better for them. That's why they voted for him. And I actually think it is this independent block of people who are going to be voting in the midterms. Trump does not want the midterms to shift to Democrats. That's why he's doing this big redistricting effort, because he knows Democrats Democrats come in at midterms, then it's going to be the last 2 years of his term, or just going to be investigation after investigation after investigation.
Yeah, and this is the polling I was talking about. Republicans trusted more than Democrats. The economy plus 7%, crime plus 15%, immigration plus 11. Yemisi, those were the three things that President Trump drove home and said the country is better effectively on all those points. Is health care the only thing the Democrats have left?
I think that Democrats can come back on the economy. Look, the president pushed a lot on immigration, and we know that that was one of the key issues that he won on, but it's not one of the key issues that people care about right at this moment. Immigration comes to the back burner when people are talking about monthlies and utility costs. And he can promote 1776 costs all he wants and giving out a check. That worked for him the first time. 1776, that's less than a rent check in D.C. I don't even know what the impact of that is going to be. I
want to bring in White House Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly joining us from the North Lawn of the White House. Anna, good to have you. I'll ask you the same question I asked Phil Wegmann. How is the White House going to judge if this speech was a success? Because I know you think it was. How do you judge whether it was or not with the American people?
Well, look, I think we think the speech was a success because the president's agenda, as he very articulately laid out tonight, has been a success. And it's a reflection of all of the promises that he made on the campaign trail that Americans resoundingly voted for. Cooling inflation after Joe Biden's inflation crisis. Remember, inflation under Biden hit 9%. Now we are at a 2.5 annualized rate. Securing the border, enacting the largest deportation of migrant criminals in history, lowering drug prices, restoring peace through strength. These are all things that President Trump campaigned on, was resoundingly elected to do. And as he pointed out tonight, he is doing it. And guess what? The best is yet to come.
Who do you all view as the folks who President Trump was most talking to? Is it the MAGA base? Is it independents? Is it skeptical Democrats?
I think the president was speaking to everyday Americans because, look, again, this president was sent to the White House with a very clear mission to lower costs after 4 years of inflation under Joe Biden, to secure the border after the largest migrant invasion in history, to restore peace through strength after disaster after disaster of foreign policy between the Afghanistan withdrawal and other things. And so I think everyday Americans all across this country elected President Trump to restore common sense to our government and to make life better for families. That's what he's talking about, and that is what he's going to continue to do in the White House. He alluded to many policies in the form of tax cuts and in the form of tariffs that are ultimately reshoring manufacturing, creating jobs here at home, that he is going to continue to implement. This is a proven formula. It worked in his first term, and it's going to continue to work in his second term.
Okay, I want to play a little bit of the president's speech. This is him on foreign policy. Take a listen.
I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead.
The president undoubtedly had a long list of accomplishments to talk about, and fair is fair. There's a lot that has changed in the past 11 months. That said, does not seem to be getting credit for that with the American people. 37% say the cost of living is worse than they can ever remember. 55% blame the Trump administration for the current state of the economy. Gallup poll, lowest economic confidence since July. Again, how does the White House view this speech? How will you judge whether or not this was a success? Is it in polling numbers? Is it in what happens in Congress next year? Is it in economic numbers? Where do you look?
Well, I think the goal here, Leland, is to, number one, of course, he was conveying the many accomplishments that he's had over the course of the past year, but he's also talking about where he's headed. And as I alluded to, many of these policies are ones that Americans all across the country are feeling now, but they're going to continue to feel next year in the form of tax cuts. Remember, promises like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. When Americans file their taxes this spring, people are going to feel that. Tariffs, reshoring our manufacturing industry. We're already seeing that paying off in the form of these massive investments that are creating jobs after decades under Republicans and Democrats of policies that sent jobs overseas. This president's continued to level with the American people because he knows that Joe Biden created a massive economic crisis. And yes, Americans are still feeling it, but this president has tackled that quickly, and he's going to continue to tackle it just like he has all year.
Okay, and Anna, he's made the point that one of the ways, with his favorite word, that he's going to do that is tariffs. Take a listen.
Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA.
Earlier on another network, Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma, probably one of the president's closest friends and strongest supporters in the Senate, said the American people are impatient on the economy. How long does the White House view you all have for the economy to change, for how people feel to change, in order to put the president and Republicans in a stronger position for the midterms?
Well, I can tell you, Leland, this is something, again, this president has tackled all year, and he's going to continue to tackle it. As you played in that clip, tariffs are a big part of that economic agenda. Remember, this president successfully enacted tariffs in his first term after, again, decades and decades under Democrats and Republicans of policies that offshored manufacturing and essentially incentivized companies, including American companies, to send jobs overseas. Not anymore. This president now in his second term is reshoring manufacturing, and the goal of that is to grow these communities, and many of them in the Rust Belt, communities that by and large voted for this president because they know only he could get the job done of bringing these vital industries back to our country. Also leveling the playing field for our farmers who long have been taken advantage of by, unfortunately, these quote-unquote free trade but not fair trade policies. So this president is quickly rectifying that after not just the past 4 years, but decades and decades of unfair trading practices and other policies that have hurt Americans all across this country, and he's doing it right now.
Anna Kelly from the White House North Lawn. Obviously, the White House viewing this speech as a rousing success. Anna, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.